Nahida? Nahida! I didn't think we'd run into you here. Oh, hey there. It's been a while, hasn't it? What have you two been... Seems like you've been enjoying... How about you? What are you up to now? I'm just looking out for some leads while getting some fresh air. I noticed that I have some blurry memories after saving Irminsul. I almost feel like there's still something extremely important I need to do. Why is that? Don't worry, we'll help you remember. Thank you so much. Since you're willing to help... Ooh, it's beautiful. I found it in the sanctuary of Suristana, but it's filled with pure elemental power that is quite similar to mine. But it's very likely that it's connected to my foggy memory, but I can't figure out what it is. Traveler, do you have any ideas? You know, Nahida, we just happen to be going on an adventure right now. If we find anything, we'll... Thanks, you two. I didn't mean to trouble you. Don't mention it. Besides, it seems you've got a lot on your mind, and we'd like to... Mama.
Hey, get out! You shouldn't be around here! I'm sorry, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Fungi don't usually come near this. Last warning! Get out before I kick you!
Hang on. I think it's trying to tell us something.
But Great Dendro Archon, it's a monster!
Please, don't worry. I think I understand. Seems that it wants us to follow it. You can understand it? Even though different creatures have varying habits and ways of communicating, I can feel its anxiety and fear. It's... Well, fungi are kinda cute. That's true. Okay, let's go take a look. All right, lead... Although they all look about the same, some fungi are friendly, while others are super aggressive and attack anyone they see. It can't be helped. Perhaps in their eyes, humans are like fierce monsters as well. After all, they can't distinguish which human behaviors are hostile or not, and it'd already be too late for them once humans have drawn their weapons. Hence why they tend to strike first, rather than waiting. That's not too different from how humans think sometimes. That's what I meant by shared emotions. It appears it was in a hurry because of this unconscious fungus. Seems like... So maybe this fungus wanted to bring Nahida here to help its family? Probably. Although fungi are simple creatures, maybe it noticed me on my way back and thought I'd be able to help. I'll take a look. I should be able to help if it's just a common illness. What is it, Nahida? Strange. Very strange. This fungus didn't develop from a spore. Huh? An elemental life form? Yes. Although the fungi you normally see are capable of using elemental powers, they're mere... As for this fungus, It has elemental power flowing through it. Definitely not anything like your typical fungus. Exactly. This is very interesting. I've never seen anything. So this is a first even for Nahida. But that's not all. There's a large void within its elemental power. The void is stopping the elemental power from flowing normally, which must be why it fainted. So do you think it'll wake up if we can fill the void? Yes, and I just so happen to be good at this sort of thing. I'll see what I can do right away. My power was compatible. Looks like everything is fine now.
Lord of Dendro. Is it really? Oh, I can't believe the Lord of Dendro saved me.
Ah! It can talk?
Oh, I didn't expect such a strange creature to make a sound like that.
What? Of course Paimon can talk. Paimon isn't a...
Hello, Paimon. I am not yet able to evaluate an organism's intelligence from its appearance.
Well, no need to take it But does Paimon really look so dumb that people might think Paimon doesn't know how to talk?
You misunderstand, Paimon. A mouth is used for eating, breathing, and so a creature may not speak even if it has a mouth. I've never seen a creature like you before, so I dare. Even if you do possess a number of human traits, it is still very common for creatures to have similar external forms but completely different interiors.
Did this fungus study at the academia? It seems even more talkative than Paimon. You're not a fungus, are you?
That's correct. This might be surprising to you, and I'm sure that you must have questions. It might startle my fellow family members if I speak too much using this strange voice. Me. It says that it's very thankful for your help.
I was confident that I knew of all the creatures in Teyvat, even if there are ones I've never seen with my own eyes. However, even if I were to lay out the traits of all of... What are you? And where...
I come from an ancient race. We have existed for a very long time. My home was filled with flowing water and great mountains. Lush grass covered the land, and my family... Until the apocalypse came and changed my home forever. A horrifying power consumed all there was. The seeds of catastrophe nested and grew inside of us, twisting and warping us, causing us... We were victims of the apocalypse. Yet, in time, we also became the apocalypse itself.
The apocalypse? I'm not sure what it means either. It sounds like some kind of old fable.
It's a long and complicated story. It will take me some time to
Don't worry, we'll listen. Please continue.
I was lucky and managed to survive. Afterward, I left with some of my family and we came in contact with many species and learned from their cultures and knowledge. We later found out that humans know the power of the apocalypse and refer to it as forbidden.
Your home was destroyed by forbidden knowledge? Does that mean you're from the desert? It said that they are looking for a way to save their homeland, but the catastrophe of the desert should have ended a long time ago.
The Lord of Dendro is correct. We are not from the desert. I would very much like to tell you the location of my home. That may sound a little odd, as it is very important to both me and my...
Yes, how could you forget?
I am a life form that was contaminated by the apocalypse. A part of my knowledge and memory was taken away as the contamination inside of me was purged.
I get it now. So the void of elemental power was left behind from when the forbidden knowledge was purged. I'm sorry. I hadn't considered that kind of possibility.
That's okay. Lord of Dendro, there is no need to apologize. Without your help, I would have lost more than just my knowledge, and not only did you save me, but you've also already rid the world of the remaining forbidden knowledge, right?
That's right. The forbidden knowledge is no more, and your homeland should be safe now.
My home should be safe now. We can go home. For the longest time, this moment has only seemed like a dream. I never knew it would become a reality so quickly. I was unable to fulfill our calling. I never found a way to save my homeland, and I have even forgotten where it...
It's not your fault. You've already done everything you can. Every species paid a grave price in the fight against forbidden knowledge. This is not a responsibility you should carry on your own. You mentioned that there were other survivors besides yourself. Where are they? Maybe they'll remember.
The apocalypse put us through immense pain. Many of my family members have already met their end.
Don't worry, I should be able to find them. I'll leave the rainforest to the Aranara. And as for the city, there are... Oh yeah, they'll give us a hand! Give me a moment. I'll contact them right now. That should do it. It may take some time to find them, so let's wait for a bit.
Thank you, Lord of Dendro. We all believe that you will keep your promises. The moment I saw you when I awoke, I had a feeling you were here because of the agreement.
Agreement?
You might not remember, but this is a prophecy that we deeply believe in. That the Lord of Dendro will bring us home.
Ah, I see. I'm sorry, but I'm very concerned about your homeland. This is something I should help with. It's really no trouble.
Would you all be willing to come with me somewhere as we wait? The more family members that can return home with me, the better.
But didn't you say that you don't know where they are?
Yes, but I know their end. I will
There's something that I'm very concerned about, yes. I didn't mention it just now, but do you remember when I told you that the elemental power inside the crystal is completely identical? What? Exactly. The prophecy that it mentioned was probably an agreement that I made with an elemental. I had to deal with the forbidden knowledge to save their homeland. That sequence of events would explain the persistent feeling that I had unfinished business. Makes sense. Too bad it's unable to tell us more. Yeah. I've been trying to think of a place that fits the description of its homeland, but I'm agreed. I really want to send them home, so they won't have to wander around anymore.
The road here is a little rough. I'll lead the way.
Don't worry, Paimon can handle any road! Ah! Enemies! You're up, traveler! Out of the frying pan,
You're in for a little shock. Oh, so sorry. Freeze!
Be gone! Nice and spicy!
Amazing. With such skills, you all would have definitely...
Hey! Paimon has been meaning to ask. You all...
No, we didn't. The appearance of our kind will change according to the environment. After communicating with various living organisms in Sumeru, we discovered that fungi are the life form. Thus, we gradually took the form of fungi and became a part of their group.
It's hard to believe that's even possible.
The most important instinct any life form possesses is adapting to the environment. I don't think that should surprise you. Your hand is shaped like that for a reason, so you are able to grip and use tools more easily. The reason why fungi absorb elemental power is to blend with the environment and fend off natural predators. We are dendro life forms, one of the most ancient life forms in this land. That is why we are...
So you mean, if Paimon wanted to, Paimon could change into a different form as well?
Not as freely, I'm afraid. You would require a long time to make that happen. Although this is common sense to us, it is still extremely difficult to You cannot make a sprout grow into a giant tree instantly, nor can you force a tree...
I see. Humans have a term for this. It's called growth. Ah, you're so smart, Nahida! Paimon gets it now!
Growth. I see. Yes, a most beautiful word. I shall enjoy it more as we walk.
How much farther is it?
We're about halfway there. You're doing great, Paimon. Do you need me to carry you on my back?
Huh? Oh, no! Paimon was just curious! Paimon isn't that tired. You seem to enjoy taking care of others.
You think so? Does the Lord of Dendro need to be carried?
That would be awkward, wouldn't it? Why don't you fly up and sit on top of my head? We can figure out who will carry who later! We have monsters here!
Ah! Ah! Ah!
You're in for a little shock. Surrender and be gentle.
I think we may have a different understanding of carrying someone. No matter whether it's tired or not, my child is always happy when I put it on my back.
Child? You mean the fungi we ran into earlier?
Yes, one was my friend, and the other was my child.
Why can't your kid speak?
Because it's just a fungus. I don't want my presence to change or affect the original state of the fungus. However, it is slightly different from an ordinary fungus. It seems to understand some human language.
Oh, then it must be a really cute name. You know, like Bongo Head.
You have an odd taste for names.
Huh? Paimon thinks that name is great. Strange and cute at the same time. It's a name only Paimon would... That's right.
The name I came up with was not as creative as Paimon's. I learned it from its name is... I'm sorry, but I've forgotten. Seems like I've forgotten many important things. Yes, I must remember it before I return. It's... Yes, this way. We're almost there.
It's the withering.
Yes, I have humans also call it. It's the last form we take when we are at the end of our life.
It's trying to say that when they've suffered enough and reached the end of their life, they become a tumor of the withering.
Yes. I would have also suffered the same fate if it wasn't for the Lord.
So, this is how the Previous research has revealed that forbidden knowledge is the root cause, but even if forbidden knowledge has been completely removed, its influence still remains, which is they've been tormented by forbidden knowledge for a long time. But what a sad and pitiful end.
When I left my homeland, flowers like these filled the fields. Each bloom they grew in the pristine lakes, in the fertile soil. In my home, they grew everywhere. Until the world suddenly... But it's all right. Our life essence, elemental power. After an adventurer clears the withering, I will quietly draw near the area. If I can...
But that would mean the effects of forbidden knowledge could have...
It's okay. That's not important anymore. It's not right to leave them to simply perish in the open. Now that we finally have the chance to return home...
I understand. Just leave it to us. So you're worried about me. It's fine. It's natural to want to be overcautious when dealing with a highly venomous snake. But when all that's left is... Paimon doesn't get what you two are talking about, but we're all ready to go. Then let's do this! We've dealt with the withering countless times already.
This moment will be frozen in time.
Roll! Yeah!
Freeze!
Come a little closer.
You're toast!
Dodge this!
You're in for a little shock.
Freeze!
Boba, get them!
Cool it! Don't get frostbite.
This way, hurry a little.
Dodge this!
You're in for a little shock.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire! Committed to memory. Sharing my knowledge. Nice and spicy.
Try not to enjoy this too much.
Roll. Yeah.
As I expected, it's the last of my kind that I'm aware of, so it wasn't able to make it to the end. If only...
I hope that you will be free of this pain after returning home. Just thinking about how many elemental life forms have turned into tumors of the withering?
It's okay. As long as elemental powers, an external form is but a gift of time. Through growth comes change.
It wouldn't have come to this if we were able to cure them earlier. But I will cure all of them. Even if it's just for the sake of the rainforest and all the life forms that live in it.
Thank you, Lord of Dendro. It was a wise choice for us to play.
Hold on. I think I got something. Oh, I see. Okay, so they found a fungus that matches the description I gave them. It's currently unconscious.
It must be in a similar situation as I was. We should...
Okay, follow me.
A reward on the road.
We're close now. It's just a little further inside.
But there are so many fungi here. They're probably all ordinary fungi, right? Yeah, they won't be happy to see us.
No fighting. These are all its family. Although we belong to different species, we've spent a long time living among the fungi. They can be reasonable, as long as we try to communicate.
What should we do? You're the only one who can make it through, right? But you'll need Nahida's power if you want to save that fungus.
I've got an idea. Can you teach me how to change into a fungus?
You want to transform into a fungus? But
Nahida is a god. Changing into a fungus should be a piece of cake for her.
even gods can't bend the laws of time so easily.
Then we'll have to enter with the risk of being noticed. We may not be able to avoid a fight. But if spending some of my power will guarantee the safety of you and its family...
All right. You have great elemental power, so you may be able to do it. You will have to use power equal to that which is required to break through the limitations of time. I will lend you the relevant knowledge that I have. It should make your transformation process a little easier.
All right, I'm ready. Changing into a fungus should be quite an interesting experience.
Lord of Dendro, this is nothing to joke about. I am extremely serious about this.
As am I. I'm not joking at all.
All right. Let's not get hung up here. If it's really possible to turn into a fungus, then why don't we give it a try now?
Okay. Good luck, Lord of Dendro.
Wow! You really turned into a fungus!
It's actually not too bad. My perspective in this form isn't much different from usual. The unconscious fungus is just below here. Can you all help me determine which one it is?
Oh, how do we do that?
I'll get close to them while you make your way over from above. You should be able to identify them using elemental sight since they're elemental life forms. Then, all you have to do is repeat the correct answer in your mind. As long as they...
Okay, got it.
Let me lure away the fungi up top and make way.
All right, good luck, Nahida. Let's go.
There's a fungus on patrol in the center there. It looks pretty vigilant, so It seems they didn't notice me. It seems that fungus won't be moving for the moment. is the spot. There are several fungi here. I'll hide and wait for the traveler to catch up. So this is the one. Understood.
Nahida? What's wrong?
I never knew that it was so tiring to change forms like that. I even used the techniques that it taught me. Seems like its warnings were not unfounded.
The power of time accumulates slowly and goes unnoticed. A great price. Thank you for everything you've done. All seems to have gone according to plan.
I apologize. Language is not easy.
It's okay, I have good news. Let me explain it to you the fungi way.
Apocalypse ended? Go home now?
Yes, unfortunately I've forgotten where home is. I was hoping you still remembered.
Wait, really? That's great! Home. Dendro Dragon.
Dendro Dragon. Ah, yes, the Dendro Dragon. I'm sorry, I just got so excited. I've probably never expressed such emotions before. But yes, our home is the Dendro Dragon.
Oh, wait a minute. Paimon's confused. Do you mean the Dendro Dragon as in an...
Yes, they're both dragons, but a pep, the Dendro Dragon, has but... I don't quite understand.
Because we live inside the Dendro Dragon.
The Dendro Dragon. Inside.
There is an entire world inside the Dendro Dragon's body. The Dendro... It once told us in a majestic voice that once we finally matured, however, that day never came. Our homeland was the great...
Paimon's still confused.
Yes, a very good example. It appears that you're much smarter than Paimon.
Wait, then if that's the case...
Yes, that is correct. What has suddenly made you look so worried, Lord of Dendro?
A pep is the most adaptable life form in the world. Which means that if all the forbidden...
Then a big void will also form inside the dragon.
I'm afraid so. Its body and soul have No wonder I haven't seen a pep for so long. But how did it get contaminated? But anyway, a pep disappeared and has been gone ever since that time. It's been enduring. Yes! How could I have forgotten? If the Dendro Dragon fails to hang on, the elemental power inside it, Dendro elemental power of that concentration will cause giant trees will completely block out the sun. Plants and humans will fight over oxygen. Sumeru...
Hey, what about the crystal? Why don't you show it to them and...
Yes, I'm sorry. You're right. Have you two ever seen anything like this before?
No.
Its power feels very familiar. Like something from our... I'm sorry, our memories aren't very reliable.
It's okay. I'll contact my helpers just as I did before and see if they can locate... I'm counting on you all. Your info is crucial to us now. Let's wait for their reply again.
Thank you. Family bringing fruit.
I explained to them that you aren't hostile. After...
Go home. Leave. Hard decision. Don't know.
understand what you are trying. Family is very important to us. No matter when we were actually family. It has done. Can you do one last thing for it while we wait?
Of course. I can relate to how it's feeling. I need to organize my thoughts as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Tend soil. Food. Don't like plants.
There are two things that it wants you to do. One is to look after the land that the food is grown in. And
Soil. There. First. Paimon understood that. No need to translate. We'll take care of it right away.
I'll take care of it.
We planted all the seeds. It's time to handle the invading plant life. Wildflowers! It wasn't kidding when it said plants were invading!
Hi? Oh,
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Windblade.
Yeah! Race you!
oh, hi?
Come a little closer.
I'll protect us.
Whew! That should be all of them. That wasn't too tough.
Yeah, I've calmed down now. But it doesn't seem like there's...
Can you tell us about the Dendro Dragon? We don't know anything about it. Who is it? And what does it have to do with King
Well, the history of dragons starts from the very beginning. Sumeru was Apep's territory. In those days, the lush rainforest...
Oh, so there was no desert back then?
Not at first. That came when a giant spike fell from the sky. In an attempt to adapt to its new environment, Apep changed color from the emerald green of the...
No wonder those two elemental life forms are always talking about...
Apep has always seen itself as the master of Sumeru, and has refused to recognize the new order that was established. However, powerless against the power in the sky, and then the forbidden knowledge many millennia later, it's been unable to... Conflicts between the two sides are destined to continue until a balance can be found. As far as I know, Apep had been slumbering in the desert, and King Deshret had taken a great interest in it. I'm not sure what may have led it to become involved, but rescuing it is definitely... The crystal that I have in my possession is probably the key that links...
thirsty?
What it's trying to say is that as long as family members get along well, then nothing else matters. You place importance on appearances, but we do not. We find the experiences, knowledge, and connections we've made. These are all things that are more reliable than mere external appearances. These are the fruits of time.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. Looks can always change, so what's inside of us is more important. It wouldn't matter. Paimon would still be able to recognize you right away.
Oh? Understood. Still nothing new from the forest. Seems like we won't be able to find your other family. It appears we are out of leads to follow. And if no one knows how this crystal works...
Sorry.
It's okay. It isn't your fault. I don't think it's a coincidence that neither of you can remember anything. Maybe it's because the crystal has a very close connection to forbidden knowledge, which caused... And if that's the case, finding the other fungi still...
The crystal and the apocalypse. Lord of Dendro, do you still remember the prophecy?
I do. What about it?
The prophecy is a story that connects events of the past and the future. A family member once said that the rest of the family did not approve of its opinion at the time.
Preserving the apocalypse? Do you mean that there's still some that hasn't been eliminated?
That's not very likely. The power of Irminsul covers every inch of the land. Did the prophecy say where that family member went?
To the limitless depths east of Sumeru, a murky place that no one can return from.
Yeah, that must be the chasm, right? But
It's impossible. What if it can be converted to a different... I'm sorry if I'm suddenly not making any sense. How... Follow me. I'll explain it once we find that elemental life form.
so that elemental life form came all the way here on its own and spent a long time by its... Wouldn't it already have become the withering like the other?
There is a chance that it could avoid that end, using the power of some... I'm referring to what was used to fight against the Abyss. It once has the ability to purify and stabilize powers that shouldn't exist into that. Forbidden knowledge that its light has shone upon is kept here forever in a different form. Yep, it's just like soap bubbles that rise to the water surface.
Another strange metaphor, but Paimon somehow gets this one.
What the Lord of Dendro means is that the apocalypse was altered by the power of the giant spike and hidden within the oozing filth.
Yes, and it shouldn't be far from here. Let's go and take a look.
It's over there!
Looks like we'll have to clear out the oozing filth in this area. You two should be able to take care of it, right?
Yep, we know what to do. We'll just use the lumen stone on the oozing concretion. manage to rescue it?
It should be the life form from the prophecy.
That light.
Wait. Something dark is coming out. What's going on? Didn't Nahida say it was purified?
Maybe it's because such a long amount of time has passed. Although the power of the oozing filth is more stable than that of the apocalypse, it might have lost its mind after being soaked in it.
Oh no! But we still have tons of questions we need to ask.
I should be able to purge it with my elemental power. But this is our only chance.
Traveler!
It's okay. I trust your judgment. I was being a little hasty myself. Let's see if we can think of an...
Oh, yeah! You said that the elemental power in the...
You want to use its power, but...
The Lord of Dendro seems hesitant. I too would advise caution. It's risky to use its power without fully
Don't understand! This no good, that no good. Save life!
Yes, I understand. But this is our only chance to return home.
It's okay, there's no need to argue. I'll think of something to do about the elemental power that will be used. How about this? Traveler, you could try using it. I understand that you have an amazing resistance to forbidden knowledge.
Don't overdo it, Traveler. Paimon will be worried.
Lord of Dendro, and you others, how long?
Yay! Looks like it worked!
Lord of Dendro, here in person. Does that mean... Wait, did you get smaller?
I'm sorry, that portion of my memory is highly unreliable.
That sounds about right. After all, the purpose of my existence is precisely for those. You once said that the apocalypse will be completely eradicated, and that even you couldn't promise that you'd remember our agreement after those events take place. However, you are definitely someone who stays true to your word. My sacrifice is nothing.
You and I made the agreement?
Yes, you used your power to protect me. That is the reason why I was able to survive. To be honest, I'm nearing my end. I had thought I'd be stronger.
No one can withstand the power of the apocalypse.
In order to preserve a somewhat stable memory, I had to change the power of the... Only the giant spike that fell from the sky was capable of doing something like that. Is the moment I lost my chance of being rescued by the Lord of Dendro. But enough about me. Lord of Dendro, let's get to the important matter at hand.
I understand, and I'm sorry, but can you please tell me what this is?
This is a fire seed. It's an essential item for saving the Dendro Dragon. The Lord of Dendro and our people created this item together. The Dendro Dragon has been tormented by the apocalypse for far too long. However, if you are able to reactivate its heart of Oasis, and as a result,
Oh, so the heart of Oasis is a...
No wonder the crystal was able to heal this fungus just now.
What? You used the fire seed to save...
Why? What's wrong?
That's... never mind. It's not your fault. You didn't know. The fire seed contains a high concentration of elemental power inside of it. It is not stable in its current form. To prevent any accidents, please don't use it.
Since I am its creator, I will take responsibility for it.
All right. Aside from being able to heal the Dendro Dragon, the fire seed can also resonate with the heart of Oasis. In other words, you'll be able to find the Dendro Dragon, but you should hurry. There is little time to waste.
What about you?
Forget about me. You should hurry home.
Everyone is returning home, including you.
As I told you, I've already lost my chance to be Lord of Dendro. I thank you for coming to find me. Our past has been saved, and it's enough for me, just knowing that they will return home.
Hey, wait! It turned into oozing.
Can you use the Lumen Stone once more? I can please. Of all of us, it deserves the chance to return home.
This is a small ball of light that it left behind.
I can feel it. I can feel its knowledge and emotions. It has already... Do not be sad, my friends. Its wish has come true, and it's very happy right now.
Because its external form doesn't matter, right?
Yes, because our external form does not matter, and our home has been saved.
Let's go! Home. It's not much further. Follow me, we're close. I can feel its power lingering and shifting around us. Sometimes it feels distant, but other times it seems close. This is its way of warning us. It has already noticed our presence.
We won't be able to see anything if we keep going that way.
We found it. A pep, the Dendro Dragon.
Paimon knew it would be big, but not that big.
Puny god, puny human, leave my domain. Frail life forms like you cannot survive in the endless sands of the desert.
A pep, we're here to save you.
I do not need saving, especially not by you, Brewer. You are no different from Amun. Both of you have only existed for a fraction of what you know as time. You're better off paying attention to your path ahead, as you will fall where you've fallen before.
I know that you hate both gods and humans, but you've grown too weak now. Can't you let go?
Let go? For a foolish Brewer, you will find no gratefulness from me, even if you will only be reviving the dragon that will destroy Sumeru and the Seven Nations.
No, you're ill, that's all.
That I am. Time will bring death to all. It's unavoidable. Although I am gravely ill, I am different from the ancient dragons that came to terms with you.
There's no need for this. There's no point in fighting. What we need is the truth.
The truth. The shackles that the God of Wisdom I have paid dearly for the truth. and you shall do the same soon enough.
Hey, don't leave!
Careful! Something's coming!
Ah! What is that? Paimon's never seen that before!
It's our family.
Huh? They're your family too?
But external form not important. The composition of their elemental power is identical to ours.
Is this what they've become after experiencing the apocalypse?
This is also a form of adaptation, although a most gruesome and pitiful one. Many of our family, they've gradually taken this form in order to survive the apocalypse.
Is there any way to avoid fighting them?
Hey! Can you guys talk? We're here to rescue you!
They've given it their all just to survive.
They're being drawn by the fire seed. Only its power can temporarily free them from their pain. All that remains are the instincts to survive and search for energy needed to do so. Everything else has been
So this is the result of forbidden knowledge.
Would our world become the same if forbidden knowledge was allowed to rampage like fish struggling on land, unable to find a single puddle of fresh water in the entire world?
Yes, but please try to be gentle with them.
Paimon thinks they used up all their strength. They don't seem aggressive anymore.
They want to go home.
Yes, it was never their intention to leave the Dendro Dragon.
Is there a way to make them revert to their elemental form? Years of torment is what turned them into their current state. Their external form has become their shackles. It seems only the fire seed, or a Pep's Heart of Oasis, but it'll be risky if we use the fire seed again.
Correct. We cannot use the fire seed again.
Everyone goes home, not just us. Let me think for a second. It's fine. Let's use the power of the fire seed. I can't bear leaving them in the desert like this. Don't worry, the decision is on me. I'll take responsibility for whatever happens. It won't require much elemental power. But as long as I use my elemental power to stabilize it a little... Thank you. Sorry. Stubborn.
Thank you, Lord of Dendro.
Returning home is the most important thing to you. I'm not doing this just to protect you, but also after all, that giant Dendro dragon is also your family.
I will stand with you, Lord of Dendro.
Yeah! Thank you. Alright, here it goes.
Family. We will all be able to go home soon.
Whoa, it's shining now.
Endless amounts of knowledge and emotions are moving inside of me. They're all very excited. To imagine such growth could be achieved in such a short period of time.
It's because you're carrying everyone's hopes and dreams.
Yes, finally, we can go home.
This is the last part. Let's go.
cave is huge. Could this be where the Dendro Dragon lives? Yeah, who knows what's inside that cave?
Our goal is not only to find the dragon, but to also enter the world inside of it. That will be impossible if we can't get it to cooperate with us.
But how are we gonna do that? It doesn't seem to want to help at all.
I'll see what I can do. Pep, I know we don't see eye to eye, and that we have a very different understanding of the world and its order. However, we are both born of elemental power, and both we are not that different. And right now, we share a common enemy.
Wonder if the Dendro Dragon's even willing to listen.
I don't care about what you believe in, who you hate, or what you've done in the name of hatred. I'm here to save both you and your people. My people. They've been searching for a way to save you ever since they left their homeland. And now that everything is over, all the hatred that you harbor has lost its meaning.
No response.
Your eagerness to survive means that you haven't given. If you claim to know so much more than I, then why don't you truly think about why you want to survive? And why you're so vengeful? Please keep everyone safe. And send us to the homeland!
Nahida, where are we? Huh? And what about the traveler?
I was only able to ensure that we made it here safely.
Well, then let's go have a look up ahead.
Yep, let's go. I wouldn't worry.
Paimon knows that. It's just that... let's hurry. She might be just up ahead. What's that?
That should be the heart of Oasis. All we need to do is light it with the damage it suffered internally will also slow.
Then let's hurry and light it! We still need to find the traveler!
Alright, hang on.
Wait! The fire seed! What happened?
It shattered. It was even more unstable than I expected.
But why? We barely used it!
I'm not sure. Perhaps the fire seed was only but if I didn't use its power on everyone, there's no way of knowing where you could have been. And even if that's the case, there's no reason for it to simply shatter, unless...
Unless what?
Unless I was already in a weakened state when I created this, which would be when we had first saved the desert.
Oh no. Wait, let's put that aside for a moment. If the fire seed has shattered, wouldn't that mean we came all this way for nothing? Oh, do you know what we should do now,
Don't worry, Paimon. This is my responsibility. Although my elemental power is slightly different than that of elemental life forms, so all I have to do is imitate that power, while adding...
You're gonna become the fire seed?
Yes. It'll take a lot of power from me, but it still won't be anything compared to when I was in the desert. I might, however, be...
What happens if you keep getting smaller?
I'll become a blade of grass or a twig. Basically, I'll return to how I was first born. I will be able to unleash power beyond my limits.
But you'll lose everything. You'll not only lose your appearance, but you'll lose...
That's all right. None of that matters compared to the dangers that a Pep is facing right now.
No, wait! There has to be another way. Besides, what will Sumeru do if you turn into a twig?
Maybe you and the Traveler can plant me in the soil of Sumeru once it is all over. I can still communicate with the world through the forest. It's just...
You can't be serious. If the Traveler were here, she definitely wouldn't let you go through with it. If we knew this was how you were going to take responsibility, then we...
I'm sorry, Paimon, but we're out of options. Not all eagles who have fallen to the ground can soar in the sky once again.
No, please.
The fire seed shattered, and Nahida's, she's...
I know. A sacrifice must be made, but not by the Lord of Dendro. We've all grown on this long journey. If the purpose of that growth was to return home, then our wishes have come true. Would you lend us your power?
You knew it would come to this. All the knowledge, language, and emotions that you have learned will be reverted into pure elemental energy. In your new homeland, nothing of who you were will remain. You won't be remembered by anyone. Is that truly the return you've always dreamed of?
Lord of Dendro, don't be sad. This is not your home. We go home. Lord of Dendro should also go home.
Hear us, please. Feel our heartfelt desires. Awaken!
To imagine such growth could be achieved in such time.
It's because you're carrying everyone's hopes and dreams.
Yes, finally, I can go home.
Commit it to memory.
You're toast!
Thank you for protecting me with your elemental power. Goodbye. We may never meet again. I will wait for it no matter how long it takes. This is the agreement we made.
Let the show begin.
spark things up a little.
Commit it to memory.
Boba, get them! Eat this!
Come a little closer.
It's you which means it will be your name. Sounds like
I'm a bit rusty.
This way, pretty little. Nice and spicy. Windblade.
You're in for a little shock.
Grow, grow, grow. Oh. Go, Barbara, go. Yeah. Oh.
Come a little closer.
Commit it to memory.
Hey! Can you hear Paimon? Say something! You fungi said that your form didn't matter, right?
Their knowledge, memories, and emotions have been reverted to elemental power and released. The guardians that have accompanied me for countless eras have also transformed into my elemental power. They will be born once again now that they're one.
That's different! They will...
Paimon, we will never understand it, and it will never understand us. But as long as you can be healthy again, then nothing. Samara will be free from threat as long as your health is maintained.
I thought that my rage would be kindled once my power returned to me. However, what I feel now is a feeling.
The forbidden knowledge influenced you ever since you were contaminated, greatly amplifying your...
Yes, there's no denying that. Although my hatred for that usurper from beyond the heavens still stirs deep within me. Be that as it may, my position still stands, and I will have nothing to do with you. When you inevitably perish due to your ever-expanding curiosity, I will still sneer and mock you and...
Yeesh! Who can put up with you?
I respect your decision, and with time, I will prove to you that we will not repeat. Before you begin resting, there is one last thing I would like to know. How did you become affected by forbidden...
It's a long story. We all once believed the Dragon King acquired the power of darkness from outside of this.
Dragon King?
An unimaginable war took place into that, causing destruction on an In war, the victor would inherit the right to shape the world, while the loot... But I didn't give up on searching for a way to turn the tides. Even after the... As I attempted to collect more forbidden knowledge from the corners of the world, sand dunes arose where there was only forest.
But you still didn't give up, did you? Because of Amen, Allah...
Yes. Al-Ahmar eventually obtained this power with the help of Nab. His ambitions continued to grow, and he planned to establish a power. Although I didn't think much of him, I allowed his actions. The condition was that after his death, At that time, I still harbor deep regrets. Some of the dragons have grown close to your kind, and have forgotten all, and some died, leaving behind nothing. But for me, the scales and will of the... I will follow it.
You really are insane.
When Alachmar's proud kingdom collapsed, I swallowed him whole. However, what I gained was no benefit. I used up all my strength just trying to keep the pain under control. I had no energy to analyze them, but even then, I still believe that his insanity was...
So that's how the apocalypse started.
I admit that I fell for his trap. I was like Tiny Booer, and the rest of you. Continue. How far with a life so dear and precious?
Hey! Looks like we've been sent back out! Still in one piece, too!
The dragon will need to rest for a very long time before it is fully healthy again. It's not as ruthless as it was before. Curing the dragon of its illness has seemingly made it more...
Nobody's in a good mood when they're feeling sick. Even though we accomplished something really important, Paimon still doesn't feel happy for some reason.
Indeed. Although they'll still have each opportunity for growth is unique. Perhaps the immense power we released was the pouring out of all these irreplaceable...
Can you really call a place with no family your home?
Family... Right! Those two fungi might be waiting for it to return.
Oh, yeah! Let's hurry and go take a look! Huh. Waiting here all this time?
We're back. I'm sorry. I really am. Don't be sad. It did it to protect you. It said that Newer is its most important family member. That's your name, isn't it? This is wonderful. So they will definitely meet again, someday.